Good morning, everybody. Coffee time. Oh, I love that first cup of coffee. Always kind of perks you up. Anyway, I want to talk to you about senior citizens and Social Security. This is especially for the young people because a lot of young people don't realize how hard it is for a senior to exist. Many senior citizens only get Social Security. That's it. No retirement, nothing from their spouse, nothing. I mean, all they get is Social Security. Many seniors my age, when they were younger, they were mothers and they stayed at home. And when they did work, they didn't work that many years. They didn't make that much money. And of course, that means that now that we're older, our Social Security is minimum. I make close to 800, not quite, a month, but there are some that are lucky to make 500 a month. That's right. Many of them. One thing I learned, which if I had not learned this, I probably would only be making about 500 a month. But when I turned 65, because I do have back issues and all, I contacted Social Security to see about disability. And they said, well, you're 65. I said, well, yes, I am. Well, you can get SSI. And immediately, I got my SSI, which what it did was, okay, I had early Social Security. I got my Social Security when I was 62. I was making good money, though. I was making very good money at that time. So, it didn't bother me. Well, when I left that job, yeah, it bothered me because I didn't make that kind of money anymore. But um, what the SSI did was, if I had waited till I was 67 to get my Social Security, I would be making now about what I am making right now with just Social Security. But as it is, SSI is supplementing the differences. So I am basically making now what I would have made if it was just Social Security and I would have waited till I was 67 to get it. I don't know if you understood what I just said. I didn't. I mean, I did, but I didn't. Anyway, living in an apartment is very difficult for Social Security people because they don't have the money. Yes, there are apartments out there that are designated for senior citizens. My mother was in one of them. And what did they do? They took a certain amount out of her Social Security, and then of course she still had to pay her utilities and all. And at the end of the month, there was nothing. And my mother, you talk about frugal. Oh my God, my mother was frugal. But she never had anything either. Nothing. So I know a lot of people say, well, why can't you get yourself an apartment or something like that? Number one, I don't want a neighbor. I don't want somebody that's sticking their nose where it don't belong. I mean, this is bad enough sometimes on YouTube, as you all well know. But I don't want that. I don't want somebody right there. I like my space. I like my open space. I do not want a neighbor. And if I do, she has to be, or he, or whatever, has to be at a distance. And no, I'm not going to have them take any more of my money than necessary. So my van is like an apartment. I've got my toilet. I've got a my hammock that I sleep in. Thank God for my hammock. I'm so grateful that I decided on that. Um, I've got my stove. I've got a kitchen. I've got everything I would in a little efficiency apartment. How's that? I have an efficiency apartment in my van. Yes, I do travel from place to place. And yes, I am trying to find some place where I can kind of settle in for a little while, but just property because I want to live in my van. But I want the property so my animals could run loose, all of them. Um, and that's what I'm looking for. Of course, I don't intend to be there every single day. I intend that that's just going to be a base where I can stop and relax and just chill out for a season. Other than that, no, I will continue this lifestyle as long as I possibly can. Once again, I said a lot's going to depend on what my doctor has to say after I get examined. I want my blood work done. I want the x-rays done. Um, and, I want to know where I'm at as far as health-wise. My back is my big issue. And then what happened to me in the West, which I think a lot had to do with that weather there, I really believe that I had a heat stroke. Um, but whatever it was not good, and that is something I've got to talk to my doctor about also. But anyway, you all need to know that senior citizens, most of us barely make it, and some of us don't. Some of senior citizens are living on the streets. Yes, they are. Because they can't. And I'll tell you another thing. I learned this a long time ago. I was very young at the time. And I was working in a grocery store where my mother worked in Miami, Florida. And there used to be this lady that used to come in all the time and buy dog food. And I asked her one day, well, what kind of dog do you have? Because it was almost a daily thing, can of dog food every day. And she told me, honey, it's not for a dog. I don't have any dogs. It's for me. And I looked at her and I said, for you? She says, yes. She says, this is cheaper than going out and buying food. It is cheaper. And I can't afford to go out and just buy food. Oh my God. I was in tears, never thinking that one day that could have been me. And nowadays, there are some people that are doing that. They buy dog food, they buy cat food because they can't afford to buy regular food. So, I got something in my face that's bugging me. Yes, it is very difficult for us senior citizens to survive. But we have to. We have to. And we can't allow certain situations or certain people to get us down to the point where we give up. No way. No way. I'll never give up. I'm stubborn, though. I've been told that too many times. I always believe tomorrow is a better day. And it always is. It always is. Tomorrow's may be several days, but it's always a better time comes. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to y'all about that and try to enlighten some of the younger generation that put out your hand to some of these seniors out there. Look at your neighbor and see how she's living. Talk to the seniors. Find out how they feel. Find out what their life is like. Because one day, you're going to be a senior also. And you're going to hope somebody's going to be there to talk to you, to extend a hand, to love you, and to make you feel wanted. Because many seniors don't feel that way. Many seniors are very lonely and they're very depressed. So young people, go out there. Check on your neighbor. Talk to the lady on the corner that's in her 60s and 70s and 80s at the grocery store. Talk to them. Hug them. Love them because they need it. And one day you will too. In the meantime, love you all. Hugs. Peace. Thank you for watching. Hey, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.